Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. It's a beautiful day here in San Diego, California. I hope you're all having a great day. And, I believe you're thinking it's kind of weird that I'm here on Instagram, right? I'm not used to share anything here. But in the last couple of days, I've been reflecting about something a friend of mine told me, and I decided to bring this reflection to my Instagram followers, specifically my close friends. So, congrats, you're one of my close friends. So all this reflection started when a friend of mine came to me and told me that she was a little frustrated because she's working in a group that she doesn't feel comfortable sharing her ideas and thoughts. And she really thinks that if she was comfortable sharing, the group could do a much better job, right? So it caught my attention. I started thinking about it, and turns out that her decision to not share has a name. It's called conformity, right? Conformity is a tendency that we have to just match attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors to group norms. It's a compliance with the practices and ideas of a group. So it's basically going with the flow. It turns out that conformity is a relatively common phenomenon in work groups or in companies, but it can have very serious implications. Thinking about that, I'll bring to you the impacts of conformity. I'll also tell you why people decide to conform. And lastly, I'll present you all a few ways that people have to avoid conformity, specifically in the workplace. So, to understand how impactful conformity can be, we can look at some historical facts. If women decades or centuries ago decided to conform to the status quo, maybe they wouldn't be able to vote today. So it's really important to put our ideas and beliefs out there so we can change things, right? Things that are not right. Or we can also reinforce things that are good. Another important thing about conformity is that when you conform, you can put yourself and others in physical danger, right? If you see your colleagues doing something that can be harmful to their health and you don't speak up, it can create serious problems and someone can get injured. Conformity can also bring problems with the law. If you see people in your work group acting out of the law or in ways that are not legal, you can get yourself and your coworkers in trouble by not telling your opinion, your perspective, right? I'm not saying that you're gonna rap them or tell like the law enforcement that they're doing something wrong, but you cannot conform and not let them know that this is something wrong, right? Otherwise, you can have problems. Also, conformity can be really detrimental to companies that pursue creativity, right? When you don't have different ideas coming to the discussion, you can have a less creative outcome. So, if conformity can be so detrimental and negative, why do people still conform, right? That's a very good question. And research shows that the reasons is because people mostly feel excluded, right? They believe that their opinion is not so important. They believe that people don't value their opinion. They believe that upper management will not consider their opinion. So they just tend to not speak up. So now we know that the main fact that makes people conform is that they feel excluded. And a few actions of coworkers or management can make a person feel excluded, like not inviting that person for social activities outside work, not inviting a person for an important meeting, or being negative when a coworker presents a different perspective, or when managers they don't accept criticism about their decision making. All of these things contribute to people feel excluded, and consequently to make people conform. Okay, so now we understand the negative impacts of conformity. We also understand why do people decide to conform. But how can we avoid conformity? How can co-workers, colleagues, upper management, managers, how are we supposed to avoid conformity? And most often people decide to conform in the workplace because they feel excluded. So a way to avoid conformity is making people feeling included, right? Make them feel like they belong, ask their opinions, ask for their ideas, ask for their perspectives, listen to them, give them voices, right? This is really important. All right, so what companies can do is hire diverse groups of people to work in groups, right? In that way, you can avoid conformity by not having like a specific way of thinking, right? When you have a diverse group, you have a diverse set of ideas, and people will tend to avoid conformity. If that's not possible, what management can do is to establish the diversity of ideas as a goal for the group. So the manager can say, oh, as a goal for this project, we're going to have 4 to 5 different ideas or perspectives, right? And lastly, to avoid conformity individually, we can all know our values, what we stand for, and be courageous, which is not easy, but you got to put yourself out there. So cool. These are my conclusions about conformity, right? How it can be detrimental, how can we avoid conformity, why do people decide to conform. I found everything just fascinating, and I really think that it can help me whether I'm in a worker position, in an upper management position, if I'm the boss. It can help everyone to know a little bit more about conformity. In the next stories, I'll show you guys the articles I did my research, right? So you can go online and check them. Now I'm a little bit late. I have class right now, so let me go ahead, get ready, and meet with all of you in class. Bye bye. So those were my sources. That's where I got the information from about conformity. And of course, if any of you have some ideas about conformity, if you want to share a little bit your own personal stories, or if you have any questions, please do not conform. Just send me a DM, or reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to see what are you guys thoughts on it. Okay, bye bye, have a good one.